Working. Wait, I gotta sit more here. How does this work? How does this work? Okay, it's working somehow. How is doing? How is everybody doing? Let me just update my videos here, obviously, so that I could see the chat. Oh, hi Kiodora, how's it going, sweetie? Let me put down the volume. No, wait, do I need this? No, I could check out everything here. Okay, never mind, guys. Okay, how's everybody doing? Got my computer here. So as the title of this thumbnail says, and as you might have already seen um, on my Instagram profile, Super Dacob all spelled together. This will be a video where we discuss live all of the perfumes that Olivier Polge, the son of Jacques Polge, has created for Chanel so far. And he begath, when did he begath? He begath, I wrote it down, with Misia in 2015. So we're 3 years in, guys. We are 3 years in Olivier Polge's work for Chanel. So Misia, this is the eau de toilette. He also made the eau de parfum version. Too much lot. There's so much lot, guys. There you go. This is Misia. Oh, hi, Emilio. How's everybody doing? Where's everybody? Oh, Melly. Hi, Melly. Christopher says, yeah, I'm happy I get to tune in. Hi, Christopher. Welcome. Kidora loves the shirt. Thank you. Got it at TJ Maxx. This is Jeremy Scott from a couple of years ago. I found it for like 45, 50 bucks, something like that. So now it matches the Longchamp bag from Jeremy. So I have like the bag to match the short sleeve shirt with the undershirt underneath. It's like, I actually have 2 shirts on. Anyway, so right. So let's discuss this video, not this video. Let's discuss Olivier Polge for Chanel. And I have my list here. So 2015, we got Misia. Misia is the introduction of Olivier Polge into Chanel Perfumery. His father, by then, I did not yet know, was going to step down. I guess I could have figured it out immediately. So he was about to leave Chanel, retire, and his son was to take over. And this was his kind of shy, well, very bombastic first, I have to say, perfume for the house of Chanel, because I have the feeling that Misia was a smack in your face. It was the first Les Exclusifs fragrance that was so powerful. The light, I'm totally blinded. That was so powerful and intoxicating because it's so different from all the other Les Exclusifs. Not necessarily in a good way, not in a bad way. What am I doing here? It's the light. I don't know. I'm just so blinded. I hope you can see well, because I can't see nothing. I'm just like talking to a black like spot in front of my eye. Very powerful. There's a lot of violets in here, cranberries. It's a very reddish perfume. And it is incredible. It took me a while to fall in love with it, but I did fall in love with it. The eau de parfum does not work for me at all, even though Olivier made both. But the eau de toilette is amazing. This is actually, I have 2 bottles of Misia, and this is the kind of fuller, but I have one that's almost completely empty, but I do hunt them down like secondhand. I actually did not purchase, did I? No, I think Misia I only purchased secondhand until now. So this was his kind of shy in terms of they released a perfume under his name, under the Les Exclusifs range, which had no promotion, no commercials to it. And then it was, it was shy in that respect, because it wasn't in your face like Olivier Polge for Chanel. It was a Les Exclusifs launch without any promotion. It just happened. Then shortly after that, where did I put my thing? There it is. Also, okay, this was now like, let's say somewhere in maybe, when did Misia come out? I don't know, like winter, spring. But then in June of the same year, 2015, June 12th to be precise, the launch of Eau Vive. This was, again, quite a shy, I mean, I don't want to say shy, because this was Olivier Polge, an official launch with promotion, with commercials. You have the ladies, playing bowling with the bottles of all of the Chance flankers in a bowling alley. It was a kind of a cute commercial, I have to say. He releases and launches Eau Vive, but it's a flanker. It's not a release of a new fragrance within Chanel. Again, it's kind of a shy approach to the Chanel realm of fragrances because, you know, it's a flanker. Basically, you can't say a flanker of a flanker of a flanker, but as we all know, Chance already had two flankers. So this was the third flanker of Chance, which means it was playing it very cautiously, you know, like, okay, now Olivier, you get to make the third flanker of Chance with an official advertisement campaign, and let's see how that goes. And I love it. He loves his citrusy notes. He loves his fresh openings. This one is wonderful. The dry down of this one is incredible because of the sandalwood. It becomes all warm. All the citrus is gone at the end and it becomes all warm. I don't even see, what am I doing here? Melinda says, you're bright and beautiful. We can see you. Good. All right. Glitter Gypsy, how you doing, sweetie? Chanel number 550 ml was given to me about, but I don't like it though. Well, but okay. But we're not talking about that, sweetie. Not yet. Vanny says, hi everyone. I'm so glad I saw this stream. Yeah, glad you're here. Emilia says, to me, Mademoiselle, Chance and Gabrielle all smell extremely similar. Christopher says, working for Chanel during holiday, Eau Vive is the one that doesn't sell very well. Oh, so you work for Chanel. Well, Christopher, do tell. Eau Vive is the one that doesn't sell very well. Well, of course not. Holiday seasons is not good. This is a summer fragrance. It's a fresh, warm fragrance. You need to sell this one more for Easter, summer, you know, before traveling. Anyway, VD says, there's a rumor Chanel is going to release the eau de colognes this summer. Biarritz, Venice, and Deauville. Okay, I'm loving that news. So we're going to, rumor has it that Chanel is going to release 3 eau de colognes this summer. Biarritz, Venice, and Deauville. I would love that. Are you kidding me? Living for it. And plus eau de cologne. Yes, I'm sick and tired of these eau de parfum shits happening all around us. Melinda says, wow. Glitter Gypsy says, exciting. Vanny says, I really like Eau Vive, but I'm hesitant to buy it because I'm not crazy about the dry down on my skin. The opening is heavenly though. Really, I'm not so, you see, I'm not so happy about the opening, but I'm very happy about the dry down. Gail, how you doing, sweetie? Hello, everybody. All right, guys. So we got Eau Vive, right? And Eau Vive, you see people like it, people don't like it, people say it might sell well, people might say it doesn't sell well. To me, it's a wonderful fragrance. It's beautiful, and the blood orange in there is really, really, really amazing. So that's that, darling, sweetie, darling. Oh, how you doing, sweetie? Well, it's about time they put out a new scent that smells good. I'm looking at you, Gabrielle. Bam. Well, Melly says Eau Vive, my fave. Yes, Eau Vive is one of my favorites too. Definitely one of my favorites from Olivier. But we're gonna get to the favorite lineup soon. Thumb up the video if you like it, guys. Subscribe to the video, to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the video because this video will be reposted over and over again. No, just kidding. But you never know. Moving on, where's my timetable? My schedule. 2006, so we had 2 launches from Olivier in 2015. By now, Jacques said, bye, I'm retiring. 2016 kicks in, and we have the release of Boy. Chanel Boy. I have the first formulation. This one was bought in Paris, like the time that they released it. It was only available in Paris before they released it in the rest of the world. I haven't smelled the reformulated, alleged reformulated eau de parfum version. It's okay. It's just, to me, this was the first time I was disappointed with Chanel. Like, Boy was the beginning of, and I don't want to say the end, but Boy was the beginning of me being like, no. This is not what I want my Chanel to be. Cherry Beetles, how you doing, sweetie? Says, how much do you think is Olivier creating mainstream scents versus Chanel guiding him in that direction? That's a very good point. I do believe that, you know, people sitting at top of Chanel, you know, the marketing team, strategy team, all the people that are there for the money, they also make him do things, for sure. He's not the boss of Chanel perfumes and cosmetics and the Chanel brand. He works for them. They tell him what they want. And so a lot of it has to do with him having his hands tied up for sure, because Olivier Polge made some incredible fragrances in his career. You know, we're not debating whether or not he's a good perfumer or not. To me, he's a wonderful perfumer, but when it comes to him matching Chanel, it's not always a good match. And I do believe in some respects he has his hands tied up. And I do believe that there's a lot of direction that's been given to him, like, oh, you got to do this, or like, can you like push it more in that direction? Or maybe they came to him and said, you know, let's do a flanker of Chanel Chance because it's a bit safer for us to see, you know. And then they were like, okay, it's been over 10 years now. Let's get, you know, a full new release coming and going because you are the new perfumer for Chanel. So actually, that's why we're making this video. I'm making this video because by now, as you can see on the photo and the thumbnail of this video, but also as you can see on my Instagram profile, if you want, you could check it out, Super Dacob all spelled together. You could see the photo of all of the perfumes that were released under his name for Chanel. Now, by now, we have enough of a body of work and a structure of work to be able to, I don't want to say judge, because we can judge only by one perfume alone, but we have kind of a sense now of the direction he's heading towards. It's become more crystalline and clear to me. So we had Boy as the third release, and by then I was still not so sure what was going on here, because two Les Exclusifs releases and one third flanker, strange, right? But then also 2016, we have the release, a bigger flanker. And now you're going to notice I'm going to call this one a flanker because it's a flanker of number 5, the Eau de Toilette, because this is an Eau de Toilette, but it's number 5 L'Eau. So to me, this is not, in fact, another concentration of number 5, but it's rather a flanker. It's a number 5 flanker. So there you have it. Almost finished bottle. I'm loving this one. Very fresh, very young, very new. Very light. It's a very light-hearted fragrance, and it's a fragrance that really tries hard to get new generations of potential number 5 lovers into the game, because even on my channel and within the discussions and debates that happen on Instagram under my channel, a lot of you, especially the younger you, tell me, oh, my mom or my grandma smell like number 5. I don't want to smell that way. I love the way it smells on them, but it's just an other time fragrance for me. And Chanel has been struggling with this throughout decades and generations and generations. Yes, generations and generations, because number 5 was released in 1921 and then re-released again in the mid-20s by the bad timers. But so, of course, you know how many generations have already passed, have already gone through that, oh, this smells like my grandma. At least like 4 generations have already went through, or 3 generations have already went through that, oh, this smells like my grandma. And yet Chanel number 5 has always managed to kind of come up on top and battle out and win the battle of generational changes and shifts of kids saying their moms smell like number 5. Because guess what? Even your mom probably once said, oh, this smells like my mom. And her mom said it smells like my mom. You know what I mean? Because that's how old number 5 is. So I get the game. But it's interesting to note the notes of number 5, L'Eau, how sparkly, the aldehydes are so soft and bubbly in the top. It is very young, but not young in terms of youth can wear it, but rather young in terms of fresh for 2000, for the tens, for the 2017, 18, 19, 20. You know what I mean? Approximately every 10 years, which is a generational shift, Chanel launches a new flanker of Chanel number 5. So it was bound to happen anyway. Even if Olivier was not there, even if Jacques was still there, he would have had to launch a number 5 flanker. It's citrusy, it's very Olivier in the opening nose. The dry down is still heavenly. We still have that warm dry down. It's not a very powerful fragrance. It doesn't last forever, but it's a really good one. So as you can see, my 100 ml I already have another bottle full waiting, stocked up on that one, first release. Now we're moving to 2017. So we had those 2 launches in 2016, Boy and L'Eau. Now finally, the cards have all, been positioned into one place, and Chanel says to Olivier, now it's time to launch a new fragrance. And in fact, in 2017, we only have 1 release, no Les Exclusifs releases, no other flanker releases, but 1 major main release after 10 years, more than 10 years. Chanel finally gives us a brand new fragrance and it's called Gabrielle. And I'm actually using it. And again, you know, you could check out in the comments, well, in the description box. After I'm done with this video, I'm going to put the links to all of the perfume reviews that I've made of all of these fragrances. So right now, as you're watching live, you don't have the links, but after I'm done with the live stream, I will post all the links to the videos underneath this thing, what you might call it. Let me just, this is like, so Gabrielle is a special one. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to figure something out. Is this my live stream? I'm like, where am I? I'm checking something out here with the live streams. Oh, there I am. So Gabrielle is a very, very specific thing. Okay. So as Gabrielle is released, some people love it, some people hate it. A lot of people's glass bottles broke because it's such thin glass. I've come to appreciate it with time. I have to say, this super thin glass is actually pretty beautiful. Now I have seen, the only place you could see it, I think right now, is on the American Chanel website as well as the French. You can see a 900 milliliter splash bottle made in crystal of the Eau de Parfum Gabrielle, like for $10,000, something like that. And it's made in crystal, and the stopper, because it's a splash bottle, isn't metal, but it's crystal. So this in glass would have been much better, because once I've seen the bottle done in crystal with the crystal stopper, I thought, wow, that really looks elegant. It's this thing that makes it kind of cheap too. I know it's heavy, and I know that they did it well, and there's, like, you see there's a Chanel logo even inside. Like they you know, they did what they had to do. And that champagne color, you know. So this was a complicated thing, because it didn't seem, you know, Chanel invested billions in marketing and pushing it, and they upped the prices, they made it even cost more, and they pushed it worldwide, and it doesn't seem like the sales were as gratifying as they would have expected them to be. But Chanel is also famous for never releasing numbers. So all the information that I collect is from sales associates around the world where I travel and where I know them. So they spill the tea on their sales in the shops. And of course, the thing is, you know, the problem that this one made was it positioned itself on the market, and it cut out a big portion of the sales of COCO Mademoiselle. So that was a bit of a problem. So of course, they had to kind of, you know, do something with that. And so I've been told they are going to now, you know, to contrast that, they have to pull in their battle horse, which has always been their battle horse, which is Chanel No.5. So they might be kind of gearing up, Chanel might be gearing up to promotional No.5 again, anew, just to kind of get the sales back where they lost on COCO Mademoiselle. Some of you have been telling me, Dacob, how's that possible? COCO Mademoiselle and Chanel No.5 are the best-selling perfumes worldwide. Yes, if compared to the sales of other brands and other fragrances, they are and might be. But don't forget, we're talking about the sales within one's own brand. And so the statistics and numbers there might vary from year to year. So what am I saying? I'm saying is that the sales of, let's say, COCO Mademoiselle in 2017 might not have been as gratifying as the sales of COCO Mademoiselle in 2016. Might not have been. Not saying they were not. They might not have been, which means that within the brand itself, they might be, you know, trying to figure out how to vamp up the sales again and up the sales of Chanel, of COCO Mademoiselle, which, according to many people that I've been talking to that work for Chanel, are telling me it's not doing so well because this little baby here stole a big portion of the market. So it's a little bit like the snake biting its own tail, which is a problem. But what does Chanel do? Well, 2017 is over, 2018 begins, and Chanel has an idea. Let's release, just to try to amp up the sales of COCO Mademoiselle, let's release a flanker. No, a new concentration. Now, mind you, this was a flanker. It's L'Eau. This, to me, is a concentrate. It's not a flanker. It's another concentration of COCO Mademoiselle. And it smells also not as different as the L'Eau does from No.5. This one smells very similar to COCO Mademoiselle as we know it. It seems to really be kind of tweaking of the formula, adding something or taking something away to the eau de parfum. In fact, this is COCO Mademoiselle Eau de Parfum Intense. To me, not a flanker, just a different concentration. And last week, I just did the live unboxing and first impressions of this one with you guys. And I told you all about it. You could check that video out as well. It's a very interesting fragrance. I have to say I do like it. It's not that I don't like it. It still has that fishy afterthought, aftertaste, aftermath going on there after some time has passed, like in the dry down. Wonderful opening notes. It kind of mellows in the dry down. The dry down doesn't have that character like the eau de parfum and the eau de toilette, and also the pure parfum of COCO Mademoiselle. All three conceived by Jacques Polge have. But again, what am I noticing here? I'm noticing Olivier Polge playing with modern times, with the type of freshness that is requested and sought after in today's day and age. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. If it does make any sense, then I'm going to get to the point here. So now we've went through all of his creations for Chanel, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus Misia Eau de Parfum, so let's say 7 if you want. And then there are the reformulations. No, not reformulations. The new concentrations for all of the Les Exclusifs from Eau de Toilette to Eau de Parfum. But I'm not going to list those. I mean, I'm just going to show symbolically Gardenia because it's the only one I really love from the Eau de Parfums of the Chanel Les Exclusifs. Oh, I love it so much. You can see like bottle half empty. And I started using this end of January. This is a 200 milliliter bottle and it's like done. It's gone. You know what I mean? Melly says, oh, Gardenia. I know it's amazing. But I'm not listing these as his creations really. You know, I'm just sticking to the actual launches of fragrances under his name. So those were the one. Oh, shit. I just lost the bottle. I hope it didn't get damaged. Oh, well, it's going to get empty in like a month anyway. I'm going to have to buy a new one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fragrances. You've noticed I've announced yesterday on my Instagram profile, super Dacob spelled together. I'm like repeating myself. The L'Eau tan, like the tan, which is like a tanning spray, perfumed, scented lotion, which is not a fragrance release, but that's also Olivier Polge's creation. So we could call that a semi sort of perfume, but it's not really. So let's forget that for a second here. Also hasn't been released yet. We will be receiving what is actually missing to these 6 fragrances for me personally to be able to make a full kind of circle or kind of a more complete vision of Olivier Polge's direction for Chanel. We're missing a male fragrance release. Now, you know, I don't like to genderize perfumes, but in terms of marketing, the male perfume is missing. So of course, we already have all figured it out by now. Chanel will be releasing Blue, the pure perfume, pretty soon. So that will be the final kind of piece of the puzzle for me personally. Already now I get the direction. Plus I have a couple of you that work for Chanel. Thank you very much. You know who you are, who sent me secret messages. Let me drink some water about how Blue smells. And also charts, like perfume charts. I have one. I haven't released it yet because I'm not allowed to actually, so I don't want to put anybody in trouble. Oh. Gardenia gets me every time. Anyway, to like the structure, the pyramid structure of the smell of Blue, of the pure perfume of Blue. So it's going to be interesting, very similar to the original, just a little bit more intense. It will be sold in 50 ml or 75 ml. So let's, you know, maybe this video here should have been done after the release of the male fragrance. But then again, you know, to me, perfumes are all genderless. And after these 6 releases, after we have seen a brand new perfume release for the mass market, which is Gabrielle, after we've seen 2 Les Exclusifs new releases, one in Eau de Toilette and one in Eau de Parfum, Misia and Boy, and after we've seen a flanker release, Chance EAU VIVE, and L'Eau No.5, and after we've seen another concentration release of another mass release product, which is COCO Mademoiselle, now I have, for every sector of their market, I have an olfactive impression. I have a smell to each section, to each portion of what Chanel has to offer us scent-wise. And so that's why I could now gather an impression about what Olivier Polge is doing for Chanel, like in which direction is all this heading, right? Right. Hmm. As much as I'm critical to most all of his releases, except for Misia, Misia was really great for me, still is, in eau de toilette form. I have to say that perhaps it's fascinating, you know. I want to put them all up so we could actually. No, I can't. So we could see them, you know. Also the colors, except for this one, which is super intense. But this was the beginning. He had to kind of mark his territory when he arrived to Chanel, you know. Everything else, Jeff says, I would love a review on chips. Which chips are your favorite? You're funny. Well, I'm trying to like cut down on carbs at the moment. So as much as I love chips, I'm really trying not to. But I do have favorites. Oh, maybe in another video. You can see already by the color of all of them, they're very soft, pastel-y kind of. This is kind of like a peachy tone. This is a very, very light beigey, greenish tone for boy. Then we have this literally transparent, crystal clear, watery tone for No.5 L'Eau. And then we have this champagne-y, soft hue for Gabrielle. This is also a very, very soft color, you know. Emilio says he loves his colorless synthetics. Well, there you go. You should start your own, you know, reading channel, Emilio. And then we have even COCO Mademoiselle. I'm sorry for all the fingerprints, but even COCO Mademoiselle has, but already always had that kind of pinky touch to it. So you could see here, we still have that very, very light pastel-y color. So just seeing them as palettes, and you could check them out on my Instagram profile, the photo, kind of I laid them all down on a white surface so you could see all of them at the same time. You could see how that's a unifying, it's a bond, it's something that connects them. Something that we didn't have with Jacques Polge yet. He had, you know, in the 80s, a lot of the perfumes had very intense colors. Then we had with Henri Robert, we had that intense green color for number 19. Coco has a very, very ambery, rich color. Number 22 by Ernest Beau, also like amber rich. But now we have all of these pastel-y light hues. Everything is almost like the living room of the Golden Girls. You know how the 80s aesthetic was with the pastel-y greens and pinks and peachy hues and a lot of bamboo furniture and monstera plants, you know, very used a lot in the photos for 50s, and palm trees, and all that is kind of in its pastel-y form returning to Chanel. I have the feeling Olivier is creating a lighter impression of the heritage of Chanel. Now that's something I wouldn't have figured out maybe a year ago, and I would have not liked the idea of it, but now I'm intrigued. I know that a lot of you have been telling me, and I've also read and seen interviews with him where he says, you know, oh, okay, you know, I'm focusing more on the top notes and not so much on the dry downs, and perfumes have to be quick. And these are the times we live in. And I criticize Chanel for that because I want my dry down to be amazing, and the top notes don't have to be so incredible. I don't need to fall in love with a perfume in its top notes because I know that it needs time to settle down on my skin. So I personally don't agree very much with the idea of struggling to create good top notes and, you know, being a bit more sloppy in the dry down. I prefer to have a better dry down than to have just good top notes. So that's a bit of a problem for me. But I have to, having said that, I have to admit that in particular with Gabrielle, there are times, depending on the weather, when the dry down is really heavenly. It really makes me want to smell myself over and over and over again. And then there are times when it's a bit meh. It's like a hit and miss. But I also have to admit, having said that, that it's interesting when a fragrance manages to change and keep me guessing. You know what I mean? It's something that I say a lot about one of Jacques Polge's last releases, which was Coco Noir. With Coco Noir, you know, it was amazing to um, how would you say it? How would you say it? Oh yeah, we can correct that. I forgot to add the L in my title. The L is there now. Thank you for mentioning it, by the way. And I forgot what I was saying. I don't know. Somebody remind me what I was saying. Otherwise, I'll just keep blabbering on something else. But the dry down on this one, um, I'm understanding it. I guess a bit differently. I'm not justifying it. I'm still considering it not, nothing special. But then, in the greater scheme of things, in the greater picture, when I see all of these perfumes like together, this one makes sense to me all of a sudden. It makes more sense to me, and it combines so well with the other ones. And in their lightness, I become more playful with them. And in fact, I've noticed that in these past days, I've been, using Gabrielle, then I do COCO Mademoiselle Intense, then I had a bit of Gardenia, the Eau de Parfum, and then at night before I go to bed, a little bit of L'Eau No.5 here and here. And they all kind of blend in very nicely with one another. He's creating a sort of language, in my personal opinion, until now, with the releases we've seen so far in the past 3 years. So far I can see he's creating a sort of a Chanel language that is more ethereal, more lighthearted. Yes, they want more money, and with every release they up the prices. Just now, actually, a couple of days ago, they upped their pure perfume prices a couple of dollars or euro, yet again. But there's more lightheartedness, which I have to say, given the political situation we're living in right now, that's not something I would have said in 2015. But today I'm saying I'm actually grateful for these lighthearted scents at the moment, because they're giving me joy. Yes, also disappointment, because I'm expecting something deeper, heavier, more rooted. But then I think to myself, but wait a minute. I have the deeper, heavier, rooted Chanel's already. I have my CUIR de RUSSIE, I have my number 22, I have my Chanel Pure Perfume, I have my number 19 Pure Perfume, which is as heavy as F. I have the older formulations of Bois des Îles, even the newer formulations in Eau de Toilette of Bois des Îles, the Pure Perfume of Bois des Îles, they're all heavy. Pure Perfume of Cocoa. I have those Chanel fragrances already, you know what I mean? And I understand now a bit more Olivier's kind of game. Again, Chanel wants to make money. We get it. But there's a hint of something creative there. After we've seen all of these fragrances together, after I've seen them all together and smelled them all together, that elevates Chanel to a more lighter place. Does that make it necessarily more appealing to younger generations? I don't necessarily say that. I don't necessarily think it's just about trying to win over younger generations. I think it's also about trying to create a more young approach in terms of mentality. It doesn't matter what your biological age is, to become younger in your mind. That biological age has nothing to do with this. Of course, a brand wants to win customers, so as they age, they keep on coming back and purchasing. But I'm liking this playfulness, I have to admit, until now. It's a much more light-hearted type of Chanel. It's like a Chanel that doesn't need to struggle that much anymore. What is the risk here? The risk is, of course, that you become lazy. You just think whatever you release, people are going to buy it, and it's going to be a bestseller, and you're going to sell out. That's the risk here. And the risk is that they might potentially long-term lose more money. But as of now, when I look at the palette of all of these 6 releases to date, I'm liking them together, and I play with them, and I combine them, and I'm much more lighthearted in the way I think about it when I use them, as opposed to when I use my number 22, it has to be a ritual moment, and yada, yada, yada. With the new ones, they zhuzh me up, no matter what the state of mind. Well, there. Well, that's that. So let's get to that would be like my impressions of what I think, the direction I think Olivier is heading towards. Now, what is coming next, in my opinion? Well, we're going to see Blue, the Pure Parfum, and then, what then? What then? He's done it all. He's done the flankers, he's done the new releases. So some of you have been telling, I forgot, sorry, the name of the person who told us that it is rumored that there will be 3 eau de colognes released soon. That's an interesting, you see, if that is true, that these three eau de colognes, Biarritz and what are the other two, will come out, that is amazing news, because that would be a twist. That would be a twist to all of this. All of this now was kind of, I have the feeling these 6 fragrances in these past 3 years were setting the tone to a change, because they were like slowly hinting at shifts and changes, and what can, you know, be the same story of a same fragrance house, of a same also famous fashion house, but how to twist it into a totally new direction, still relying on its past and heritage. So we have lighter versions of everything we've seen until now, easier to use, more pleasant maybe for the nose on an immediate first approach. And then, you know, the thing is, you got to catch a customer, right? If I start liking Gabrielle or L'Eau as my first fragrances ever, with time, as I mature, maybe I just get more character, and I try to want to discover and learn and appreciate the deeper perfumes of Chanel, which would be then the number 19 pure perfume, COCO, Coromandel, and what have you, number 22. So there is that option. It's still available. It's still there. But you also have that lighthearted element of it, the bubbly aspect of it, which are these 6 fragrances that he released. And except Misia. Misia is kind of heavy too. But as we know, he designed the first formulation of Dior Homme, the eau de toilette, which is incredible, incredible. That has a deepness to it that's just majestic. He can do it if he wants to, and if Chanel lets him. So now that we have this bubbly lightheartedness, and he's reformulated all of the Les Exclusifs from eau de toilette to eau de parfum, except the eau de cologne. Now, if we get 4 or 3 eau de colognes, that's a shift. That's a 360 degree or 180 degree, because 360 degree would be back where we came from. It's a 180 degree turn to something completely new. It's like, okay, let's abandon this hyper, wanna call it eau de parfum world, and let's go back to the freshness. Let's go back to, I don't know, earthy tones even, but just make it more approachable. And being an eau de cologne, I would expect it also to be cheaper in price, so even more affordable. But who knows? You never know how that's going to turn out, right? Oh, let's see. I want the dreamy. Should we do the dreamy? No, the dreamy is too weird. Bubbles, dance party, 8mm, glamour. Let's do the glamour shot. Okay. Now we're glamorized after 37 minutes. So, yes, let's read the commentos. VD tells us, Deauville, Venice, and Biarritz. Lily of the Valley, Basil, and Amber, all 120 ml. VD, you are killing me right now. You got to spill the beans, spill all the tea. So I'm going to read this again, guys. VD is sharing with us some incredible news. The release of 3 eau de colognes by Chanel. And VD also, maybe I missed, maybe you commented already, but I would like to know, are these going to be released as regular releases, or are they going to be Les Exclusifs only? So we have Deauville, Venice, and Biarritz. So Deauville should be Lily of the Valley. Venice, Basil. Oh, no. It doesn't say what's what. It just says Deauville, Venice, and Biarritz, Lily of the Valley, Basil, and Amber. All 120 milliliter. Or should Biarritz be Amber, Venice, Basil, and Deauville, Lily of the Valley? Melinda loves the shirt. Thank you so much. I have the Longchamp bag to go with it. In a couple of days, I don't know exactly when, but there will also be an announcement. And I can't make it just yet. So you can, but this shirt will probably be with me wherever I go. Let's just put it that way. Very cryptic hint. GS asks, Dacob, will you be reviewing the new blue? I think I will. I think I will be reviewing the new blue. I mean, I never made a review of blue. Look at that. I have, this is for Dusty. I have here the eau de parfum sample. I just don't, I reuse it. Yeah, untouched. Yeah, I really don't care for blue. But the pure perfume, I'm thinking, you know, if it has anything less, I don't want to say, you know, Davidoff, cool water, but there's that type of, or Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. I can't with those fragrances. And this one kind of has an elegant version of that in it, but that's what it is. And I can't. Like blue, I cannot stand it on my skin. I know a lot of you love it, and I have loved it on other skins, just not on mine. Emilia's so shady. He says cool water is much better. But yeah, I'm thinking I might be reviewing the pure perfume. Let's see how it is when I'm in store, when I look at it, when I smell it, if it's something that I want to purchase and test and play with. If it's in any way, if in any way it has that type of wannabe hyper masculinity marketing wise in it and it smell, then I'm probably not gonna go for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Stuckman says blue is such a common scent. Lots of people like it, but meh. Yeah. Christopher says, let's see how Dior does. It's rumored and confirmed that something completely new is coming. Dior? Oh, I missed the Dior comment before, so I don't know what you're talking about, guys. Vegan Gangsta, how you doing, sweetie? I like blue on some people. Vanny says, I dislike blue, but I have a close female friend who wears it, and something about that scent makes me appreciate it. It's a bit rebellious of her. Well, that was like when all the women went to buy Fahrenheit when it first came out, Dior's Fahrenheit, you know, and that's also so funny. And of course, it's it's super genderless too. MF says, hey. So I don't know if this is, Miva LA says, hi, Dacob. Hi, sweetie, how you doing? Let's go back to normal. Oof. Okay. Yeah, now it's like not, I think the video is working better. Okay, so you chat me up. I'm gonna drink some water. What are your thoughts on Olivier Polge for Chanel until now? Like, bearing in mind all of the comments that I've made so far, the 6 fragrances that we've been talking about today, including the mention of the 3 that might be coming out, including the mention of L'Eau 10, and including the mention of a couple of eau de parfum, Les Exclusifs, that he kind of formulated in eau de parfum form. Milva says, disaster. Okay. All right. Fantasy Mind says, blue lasts a minute and it's gone. It's not even an exciting minute. Ouch. Manny says, I just looked at one of his releases. Misia Eau de Toilette is the only exception. Manny says, still hate the fragrance, sadly. It's not the best. But I'm enjoying it for what it is. You know what I mean? Gabrielle. Melinda says, you make sense. Modern times, just not deep. Yeah, it's more of a shallow approach to everything. So the perfumes are also as shallow. Melinda says, we need lightheartedness, but I only like Misia and Eau Vive. Dievzi, I hope I pronounce the name correctly. How you doing, sweetie? Hi there. Love number 5, even though I'm a guy. Yeah, of course, it's a genderless fragrance. Kiadora says, fun fact, Coco was the first fragrance from Chanel I've ever smelled. I was like 15 and I loved it. Oh, that's cute. Emilio says, still waiting on Chanel's take on La Vie est Belle. Oh, gosh. That might be their tan perfume for the summer. You know what I mean? Stuckman says, Olivier isn't a bad perfumer. He's done some incredible scents. My issue with Junior is that he effed up all of his father's work in Les Exclusifs line. Yeah, that's a sad thing. He kind of did, unfortunately. Ferna Barragan Cervantes says, I wish he would make an earthy fragrance with patchouli. I love Allure Eau de Parfum that his father created. An earthy fragrance with patchouli. Well, Ferna, you should try Coromandel. That's very earthy with patchouli. Christophe says, what I think of Olivier Polge is the fact that it is far, far, far too expensive for what it is, and it doesn't have the DNA of Chanel It is far too diluted and doesn't last, and it is very commonplace. Ferna says Allures Sensuelle Eau de Parfum. Fantasy's Mind says Chanel started making perfumes for blondes. My thought on Olivier's creations. Ooh, the shade. That was shady. Emilio says, Emilio laughed to that comment. Vanny says, I know it's not an Olivier creation, but thoughts on the original Chance Eau de Parfum? Chance is the only kind of Jacques perfume that I don't care for. Melinda says, gag, La Vie est Belle. Carolina says, love his L'Eau. Not so much his Gabrielle or Mademoiselle Intense. Kedora says, oh, La Vie est Belle. Viva says, I don't understand how Chanel is allowing amazing fragrances to be replaced by commonality. Junior needs to go back to quality. Emma says, hey, how you doing, Emma? Yeah, Miva, I agree with you. But again, as I'm analyzing these fragrances, like I have all of my deeper Chanels, the ones that I love. And then sometimes, these lighthearted ones are also fine for me. But of course, one has to have them all. One has to have smelled them all. One has to have an understanding for all of them. One has to be into all of them. And then you could say, it's like when you finally get the money to buy your first Chanel bag, and you usually tend to go for a black timeless classic or reissue. But then let's say you're somebody who has the money and you buy like 5 of them. Then you start, then you go and you buy a blue one, a pink one, a yellow one, a purple one, a green one. And of course they're more diluted. They're more a funky, lighthearted version of the original. They're also original, they're also Chanel bag, but their color and maybe experimental materials make them more diluted, because automatically it's a color that's connected to one certain season, to one specific time, to a particular pattern used for a particular topic or theme within one particular season. So there you have it. Even something like that then all of a sudden becomes diluted. So that's why I'm saying, if you have all of these incredible perfumes, the originals, then to have also Olivier is a fun twist to me at the end of the day. But of course I complain about the lack of quality and the lack of longevity and the lack of kind of creativity, even though the more I use them and the more kind of this body of work of Olivier Polge for Chanel kind of builds up and grows, the more I kind of understand the vibe he's going towards. He's not going towards deeper fragrances and intense smells and long developing dry downs. Forget it, guys. You ain't gonna get that from Olivier Polge for Chanel. It's gonna stay lighthearted, frizzy, bubbly, and as somebody in the comments said, the blonde version of Chanel, which I have nothing against, to be honest with you, because I've had already all the depth from Chanel, and it's fine to also have a bit of lightheartedness. Kidora says they should make some blue one. Like, girl, I need that color to be a fab scent, please. Oh, you want the liquid to be blue? Melinda says, for what his direction is, but I do not enjoy most of the fragrances he created. Yeah, I know what you mean. Emilia says, there are already so many great Chanel perfumes that we love. Let them release what they want. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. And of course, I'm going to kind of try everything out because I love the brand and I love to understand in which direction the brand is heading towards, even if sometimes it's purely and so it's like not even hiding anymore the fact that it's going for money in many instances. Sometimes, the experimentations that they're going, even if they're heading towards quick bucks and quick money, you could still kind of find something intriguing and interesting in there. And that's already for me worth trying it out. Am I going to be repurchasing any of these? I don't know. Maybe not, probably not. But it's definitely fun to play with them and to compare them to the deeper ones that we already have. So having said all that, I am looking forward to his new creations in terms of I'm looking forward to seeing how much more lighthearted and bubbly can he make Chanel become. Because it's becoming so obvious to me that that's the direction. We're going towards this lightheartedness that has nothing to do with Coco's own mentality. She had a wonderful sense of humor with a lot of her own fashion as well. But I wouldn't call Olivier's perfumes humorful. I wouldn't call them humorous. I wouldn't call them fun or funny in a kind of a humor type of way. You know what I mean? I would call his creations more like just lighthearted, but without a sense of humor, really. Yeah. Oh, hey Debbie, how you doing? Invisible Girl 422 is in the house. Um, Fantasy's Mind says, for me, this delusion is necessary because of the way people apply perfumes now. April showers head to toe. Yes, well, darling, let me tell you one thing. I apply all my perfumes head to toe, even like the pure perfume Chanel No.5. I kill myself when I do it. But there are those days when I'm just in that mood and I'm like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you did not. And you ain't gonna. So you're gonna. And I spray it all over myself and then I suffocate. And it's just amazing. But yeah, definitely with the newer releases, you could just spray, spray on and just use it all up. It just is never overpowering that way. There's no like oily, cloying touch to the new releases that the old ones used to have. Like you can forget that, which has its pros and cons, depending on the mood you're in when you're wearing them, I guess. Christopher says they want to cash out on fast fragrance. Great fragrance can be done. Look at Tom Ford. Yeah, I guess. Simon says, hi, Dacob, how are you? Hey, hi, Simon. I'm doing well. How are you? Blue Horse Yellow Cow, how you doing, sweetie? Have enjoyed a quick break with you. Gotta run. Bye, Dacob. Bye, sweetie. I Melinda says, I do that with gardenia everywhere. Are you spray it over everywhere too? Yeah, there's no other way to do gardenia but to just overdo gardenia. It's an incredible perfume. Christophe says, I remember at least in France where I live on the shelf, there were only 4 scents. Cristal, No.5, No.19, and Coco. Quantity kills quality. Emma says, Tom Ford has some awful perfumes too. I agree. Emilio says, Tom Ford is overpriced. Meh. True. But good that you're giving the shade. I don't have to then. I'm staying innocent. I'm like, innocent. Not at all. But back to the comment. Um, Quantity. Christoph says, quantity kills quality. I wouldn't say, if you look at the lineup of Chanel's perfumes on their website, they don't have a lot of perfumes. It's not like their lineup is huge. And don't forget, they had many more in the past and they cut them down. Don't look at the Les Exclusifs because those are not advertised for. Look at the mass releases. Their mass released fragrances are not that many compared to other brands. So we're not there yet. Like if they were to start releasing like 2 new mass releases a year every year, then you become more suspicious. You know what I mean? Then you start saying, okay, this is definitely quantity over quality. But they're still keeping it because look, 2017 they only had 1 release. It was Gabrielle, and that was the first in 10 years of a mass released new perfume, not a flanker. The year before that we had the release of Boy and the flanker of No.5. We had No.5 L'Eau. And the year before that we had Misia, and we had a release of a flanker, Eau Vive. And now, in 2018, we have COCO Mademoiselle Intense, and we're going to have Blue, Parfum, and then we're going to have maybe those 3 eau de colognes. So maybe quantity is becoming a mess after all. I don't know. Flankers, Debbie says. The flankers. Christoph says, I agree with you, but we are on the wrong track. We're going there. Oh, yeah, we might be going there. Kidoro says, yeah, Tom Ford is overpriced and overrated. AF. IMHO. GS says, Tom Ford's fragrances are one-dimensional, but you gotta appreciate their concentrations. Mateo, how you doing, sweetie? He says, MAC Teddy perfume is very similar to tobacco vanilla. Forever Fragrant Kid, AT, what you doing? How you doing, sweetie? Yes. Odor Teka Reseña says, hi, Dacob. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? Melissa says hi to T. T says hi to Melly. Everybody says hi to everybody else. Jacob gonna drink some water. Nick says, if you could only keep one eau de toilette from Les Exclusifs, which one would it be? Seriously? If I could keep only one eau de toilette from the Les Exclusifs, which one would it be? Emilio says number 22. But you see, I could fake it because number 22 wasn't a Les Exclusifs always. So I could kind of be like, oh no, but number 22, I keep it, but it's not a Les Exclusifs, even though now it is. Oh gosh, which one would it be? It's so difficult. Just one. And just eau de toilette, right? Sycamore. Sycamore. Fantasy's Mind says, I'm just waiting when Chanel will collaborate with Mugler and they create Alien number 5. Ha ha ha. No. No, but I'm serious. Well, Fantasy's Mind, Olivier Polge created like the exclusives range for Thierry Mugler. So the Mugler fragrances were actually already, some of them were created by Olivier Polge. So, you know, it's not a far stretch, but obviously it's never going to happen. Paul says, hey, Dacob. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Cadell, how you doing, sweetie? I'm enjoying this sophisticated perfume talk whilst sniffing my drugstore Elizabeth Arden. Hashtag no regrets. Kiedora says, sorry for throwing the shade, but I just can't help it. Oh, Debbie also says Sycamore. Oh, she knew it. Oh, you were guessing for me. Yeah, it's Sycamore, yeah. Eau de Toilette Sycamore. Nick says, great choice. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, my dear. Melinda says Sycamore. Odorteca says, number 22 for me too. But guys, don't forget, number 22 for me is safe anyway because I don't really consider that as exclusives. You know what I mean? That's how I find a way to keep both. Emma says, the typical millennial girl and the Asian market do not want intense and powerful scents. Why produce that when you can cash in on Gabrielle-esque scents? Well, but then you have a lot of people, like a lot of my subscribers and viewers that are from Asia, and they tell me that Gabrielle isn't doing so well in Asia. So, go figure. Melinda says, Debbie, we guessed it's Sycamore. Gia says, Chanel for Creed collab one day. No, Chanel is never going to collaborate with any other perfume house. That just ain't in the books. It ain't going to happen. Never. Vanny says, would you say you have a signature fragrance? I always imagine Sycamore would be it for you. I don't know. It's hard. Like I mentioned that Carnal Flower comes very close to signature fragrance for me. But I finished all my little tiny, I still have a sample somewhere. I still have to review it. It's just that I keep emptying every sample bottle, whatever I get. And then I just like, I devour it and then I don't review it, but I got to review it. And I will review it. But I need to get a big bottle and I have a couple of issues with the prices. I think they're really a bit too overpriced, but so Carnal Flower would come close, Sycamore, Gardenia, the Eau de Parfum Gardenia. Number 5, I cannot say I love number 5 to pieces, but I can't say it's my signature fragrance. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't, it's more powerful than me. It's something that it doesn't let me, it brings so much history with it that it's hard to own it. You can't really own number 5. You can let it, you can let it be around you and you can have a great time together, but you can't own number 5. It's just, I love it so much. I always have the Pure Perfume little 7.5 ml spray in my bag wherever I go, even on a day that I ain't wearing it. I always have it in my bag. It's like my talisman. It's like my good luck charm. I always have my Chanel number 5 Pure Perfume in my bag with me every single day of my frickin' life. But still, I'm not going to say it's my signature scent because I don't wear it every day and I don't wear any fragrance every day. But like lately, I mean, you could say at the, where is it? You could say at the moment, Gardenia is my signature scent. I mean, started using this end of January. We're like not even 2 months in, girl, 100 ml are gone. So there, Gardenia. Misia says, Narciso Rodriguez for her Eau de Toilette is my signature fragrance. Really? No, it's not. You're making fun. Really? No. You almost never post that one on Instagram. Paul says, I agree. For me, number 5 is almost too special to be signature, nor would I want it to be a daily regular thing. Oh, thank you, T. Love your shirt. Thanks. Jeremy Scott, TJ Maxx, super cheap. Now it matches my Longchamp bag. Anyway, because I have the bag with the same print. And this is Jeremy. It's been a while that I haven't been purchasing pure Jeremy stuff. So I just got this the other day, by the way. So there you go, a little haul, little shopping haul reveal. That was awkward. Should I make another video just for that? Emma says, I am a millennial. My friends think I smell like an old lady in the classic Chanel fragrances. Haha. Yeah, but that's their perception of what is old and new. It makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? Sanya loves the shirt too. Thank you so much. These are actually supposed to be, this is like a rayon. It's like a silky rayon material. Look how cute this little button is here and here. So actually, I love this detail that the collar is separated. You can't connect this. It's this. These little details is what makes Jeremy so special, and people don't notice that. But he works on these little, you don't see it, but it's there. Look at that. Wait. Getting naked on YouTube. Not. So, okay. So you have this collar, that button, and then you have this little hook thing. You see it? I love these little details. It's so beautiful. And then you button this thing up here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how good the stream is. And then you got that. So these are little details you don't really see because it's all about the print and it's all very loud. But these are like security camera, TV, like security cams and then colorized. So look at that. It's like full on, you know? The colors are just so majestic. And this is just my oversized t-shirt popping out from underneath because I didn't want to sweat in this one. I need to keep it fresh for something else. But yeah. All right, Gail says, number 19 is my comfort, strength, and backbone when needed. Yes, mine too, but it's not my signature scent. Hey, Lanier. Lanier's here, guys. Welcome, Lanier. Oh, Lanier's with us in the house. Lanier says, hi, I'm still backing up my iPhone for the new one. Damn it. Oh, well, because I wrote you a message. I don't know, like, because you were supposed, I wanted Lanyard to join me in the chat today. Everybody says hi to Lanyard. Look, everybody loves you. Cute. Vanny says, this is a bit left of field, but I think you said you anticipated purchasing and reviewing a Guerlain fragrance in 2018. Any developments? Yes. I have shorts on, by the way. I'm not naked underneath. Actually, it's the same shiny material as the shirt, but this one is stretchy. It's a different brand, though. So what was the question? Guerlain. Yes, there is a Guerlain I would like to purchase. It's just that I have a huge wish list already set in place, and at the moment, with my sales associate from Chanel, we're hunting down a lot of the pieces that I've been missing, and it's really hard to get to them. You've seen me posting the Matrix sunglasses. That was really hard to hunt down because they're not available anywhere anymore. So I'm kind of focusing on getting some clue key pieces for the archives there first, and then moving on to the rest. But there is one particular Guerlain fragrance that I'm looking for. And I'm actually constantly also looking for it on secondhand websites. It's just never there. It's a very special one. And I want that one to be the first Guerlain fragrance I review. But I don't want to say which one it is yet. Oh my God, so many comments. Emilia says, NR for her eau de toilette. Oh, NR, what is Nina Ricci? No? It's the best modern release in the past 18 years, in my opinion. Miva says, I love 31 Rue Cambon. That's my favorite. Also, Au Premier. I love 31 Rue Cambon. The eau de toilette. No, not the eau de parfum. I love the eau de toilette. Cadell says, I also don't get the old versus new drama. I prefer heavier scents, but can appreciate a light one too. And ever since I found out anyone born after 1980 is a millennial, I started to embrace the label. Okay. Emma says, yes, I think a slight scent of lavender or powder screams old lady to my fellow millennials, but it's their perception. Yeah, it's totally their perception. I love Chanel's jersey, pure lavender. Vanny says, I love number 19 as well, but I prefer Poudre a bit, scent wise anyway. Cadell says, oh, that would have been a cool collaboration chat with you too. Lanier says, I got it, but looks like we will have to wait on our group chat. What? I can add you, Lanier, to the video, I think. If you could join in. Forever Fragrance says, love number 19, Gail. Oh, can he join now? I don't know, Lanier, can you join? Kedora says, do you think I could hunt down that shirt or some similar one at least? No clue. You gotta like, do you have like a TJ Maxx near you? Because this is like super old, and then like it's like an outlet. I got it at an outlet, so I don't know. Sanya David says, shirt reminds me of CD cover. Achtung Baby by U2. Yeah, a little bit. So this is a bit more saturated, I would say. Melinda says, I want Opium pour Homme eau de parfum. Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. Fantasy's Mind says, can you imagine that Samsara will be 30 years next year? Wow. Yeah, I can. Guerlain has been around for a while. Ferna says, a flower that I'm in love with recently is violet. Really? So if you like violets, you got to try Misia. It's pure violet bomb. Curbside violet from Lush Handmade Cosmetics is so fresh and the scent haunts me. Nikki, I need to try. No, Jiki by Debbie. Debbie says it by Dior. Isn't Jiki Dior? Yeah, it's Dior. No, sorry, not Dior. Guerlain. Gail says, yes, violet can be gorgeous, but it can also smell like, the violet candies from France. Oh, NR is Narciso Rodriguez Nani Narici, Emilio says, sorry. Kidora says, I also love the YSL Black Opium Eau de Parfum. Nah, I don't. Forever Fragrant Kid says, Jersey's beautiful. Odorteca says, Guerlain, L'Or Bleu, please. Melinda says, I have Jersey saving for summer. Debbie says, Generation X representing. Yes, girl. Perception is everything, says Gail. Lanier says, my phone ain't working. Oh, okay. So I guess, well, Lanier, we're going to do it. We're going to do a live stream, you and me, soon. But just let me know when you get your phone working. You know what I mean? Vanny says, Lanier, your review video of Mitsuko is the reason I finally bought it. Is that sweet, Lanier? Emma said, by the way, guys, go check out Lanier's YouTube channel, the best perfume reviewer in the world. Lanier Smith from Sense Memory. Emma says, Jersey Eau de Toilette would love to try the pure perfume that you recommended, Dacob. Must be amazing. It's incredible. The pure perfume of Jersey, I can't. It's just never smelled the lavender, that natural smelling and oily and vibrant at the same time. It's just so amazing. Lanier says, I have to say, I'm loving your look these days, Super D. Brunettes have mystery and danger, whereas blondes are blondes. Well, I'm still a blonde at heart. This is my natural hair color, by the way. And the you don't really see it under this lighting, but I am an ash blonde naturally. Hard to see. Kind of hard to see in that. In it, hard to see. It is. But thank you, Lanier. Thank you. Gail says, all this listening, reading, and typing is starting to get my head spinning. It's a roller coaster ride, sweetie. Fadna says, oh no, I love lavender and I'm 20. It is so heavenly and it puts me to sleep. I just bought Jersey Pure Perfume now. Now I'm down to $25. Yeah, $25. But Fadna, isn't the Pure Perfume of Jersey incredible? Or are you still waiting for it to arrive? Odorteca says, oh, Dacob, if you could imagine a new Chanel perfume, mass release or exclusive, what inspiration and Chanel mythology, name, and notes would you put in? I would love your thoughts on. Stupman says, Lan, your blondes have more fun. Not necessarily. You never know. Um, that's a great question, Odorteka, but I think that would warrant a video on its own. You know, maybe we should do like a live stream soon, just debating that together. Uh, Names. Let that be homework to everybody. Soon we're gonna do a live stream. What do we think would be a great name for an upcoming Chanel Les Exclusifs perfume or a mass release Chanel fragrance, and what would the smell be? Orange Peel says, Aloha Dacob, I'm so excited I finally caught you live. Hi, how you doing, sweetie? Welcome to the chat. Paul says, I served Dior Eau Sauvage today. Sickening, no? I'm in the style of Alexis Mateo. Love it. Yes, serve it. Serve it. You go. Amelia says, I'm liking your natural color more. Thank you, Amelia. Well, I know you would. You're all about the naturalness, you know. Except you love your aldehydes, which are the most synthetic thing in the world. Farrah Fragrant Kid says, love your hair. The color and cut are perfect on you. Thank you so much. I told you, I've been learning to cut hair. That's something I'm doing on the side note. And I actually experiment on myself. And, you know, if something goes wrong, who cares? It's just going to grow out again. But I am my own experimental dummy. Yes. Yes, she is. Christopher says, I love Cartier L'Envol, most interesting men's fragrance, I think, anyways. I have to try that one. Priscilla. Hi, Priscilla. I missed out the first part of the love. Just wondering, what's the age range would you recommend for someone who wants to try COCO Mademoiselle Intense? I wouldn't give it to a teenager. I don't know. I mean, perfumes are ageless to me, but like, I think COCO Mademoiselle Intense would be good 22 upwards for some awkward reason. I don't even know why I said that, really. Gail says, I have a bottle of Coco Eau de Parfum on its way, thanks to Melinda, Lanier, and you. Oh, I can't wait to hear your opinions, your thoughts on it. Kidora says, yo, hair is gorgeous. I see brunette, by the way. Yeah, I know it all depends on the light, but it's actually kind of, you see, because you see my eyes are also very light. I have green eyes. They're green, by the way. And my beard is a mess. I have red, blonde, brunette, black, everything in my beard is like a total mix. It's like, I need to make like a high res video to show you the beard. It's just like, it looks like, it's so weird. It's like from blonde to here it's red. And there it's like real, here it gets really dark, and then there it gets lighter. Here there's a lot of blonde again. The weirdest beard growth that anybody ever had. Lanier says, good blondes go to heaven. Bad brunettes go everywhere. And I say bad brunettes go wherever they want to go. You know what I mean? Is that a gun in your pocket? Are you happy to see me? So let me see. I have a bottle of, oh yeah, we read that. Emma says, I can't wait to try the new Chanel tanning product you posted the other day. I wonder what it will smell like. Probably citrusy, fresh tones with vanilla, a hint of something oily, summery. But I don't like to tan, so for me it's gonna be a bit tricky. I don't know how to test that one. Vanny says, I think I saw someone suggest a Chanel release called Bonheur, which I think would be interesting, but I just know Olivier would go insane with citruses. Yeah, probably would. Debbie's laughing. Melinda says, yes, Lan, you're bad brunettes, lol. Ferna says, I just bought it like 25 minutes ago online. I can't wait for it to arrive a few days from now. Oh, okay, so Jersey is arriving a few days from now. I'm super excited to hear what your thoughts are. Gail says, that's it. I am getting rid of my blonde color. No, you're not. Don't get rid of your blonde color. Stuckman says, is this where I say if I kept my hair natural like yours, I'd be bald? My hair is natural. What do you mean? You think I colored this? No. Kidora says, I like that natural color better as well, to be honest. Lanier says, I'm looking for a new love, baby. A new love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am falling hard for a new love named Jiki. Melinda says, you are Gail? No more blonde? T says, and yet the beard works perfectly. Oh, thank you so much. Meh, kind of. It's not like this full growth beard like you know, if, like some guys have like this full beard. To me, it's not a full. It's there. It's kind of get in there. Take some time. Um, Christopher says, if you could bring back a fragrance that was discontinued, what would it be? I would pick Midnight Poison by Dior. I would pick Glamour by Chanel. Just because the name is so tacky, I really want it back. Um, Kiedora says, you're beautiful, Dacob. Oh, make me blush. Um, what is Smexy Talk, Debbie? I don't know what Smexy Talk is. Linda says, that's cool, Dacob is a redhead, brunette, and blonde. Yeah, I know. I got it all. It's all or nothing. Gail says, I'm thinking of going au naturel, but we'll see. Melinda says, Smex talk with Lanier and Dacob. Stuckman says, golly, I'm being a smartass. Well, too smart for me right now because I didn't understand the pun. Fantasy's Mind says, Chanel Hiver. My suggestion of a mainstream perfume inspiration would come from a type of beauty Gabrielle was. So you want to call it Chanel Winter? Stuckman asks Gail, what is your natural color? And Melinda says, you're gorgeous, Dacob. No, I'm not gorgeous. Stop that. I don't see myself as gorgeous. I never did, and I never will, you know? I always look at myself in the mirror in the morning and I go, what is this ugly duckling doing in the mirror looking at me? Something that just hatched out of an egg. Sometimes I even look like a Tamagotchi. Mateo, stop blushing. Amelia says, "Oh, come on, look, I'm serious, guys. Never ever in a million years." Yeah, okay, T. You could say I'm lovely. Lovely is it's a perception a person has of you. You could say somebody's lovely, but I don't, you know, I, I, I don't know. Contrary to popular belief, even though I love talking to all of y'all's on the internet, I'm a very shy guy. Like in real life, it's I love talking, but on the street, I fight for my rights. Don't get me wrong. And if my friends get aggressed or if somebody's being aggressive, I'm very outspoken and I defend to the end who I love. Um, but I'm also very very shy. So if I'm alone on the street, there are those days where I just I want to be invisible. Yeah, you know. I don't know. So yes. Oh, thank you, Amelia. Listen, thanks, sweetie. What can I tell you? But it does warm my heart. Thank you. It feeds the ego, but still, come on, guys. Like, okay, you know what I mean. Um, Stupan, Auntie Mame, you should keep your hair natural like mine. If I kept my hair natural like yours, I'd be bald. Damn, Stupan, I still don't get it. I'm sorry, I feel so stupid right now. Vanny says, I think it'd be interesting for Chanel to incorporate lilac into a fragrance. My favorite flower. That's just me though. Doesn't Misia have a bit of lilac or just violet in it? I don't know. Melinda says, you're gorge. Emilio. I'm not even going to read that comment because that is not true. You do not look like that. And you got to love yourself. And I'm not going to do the RuPaul thing. You got to love yourself if you want to love anybody else. F that. I'm just going to tell you one thing that's not true. And don't call yourself these names because that is absolutely not true. Melinda says, I can see you being shy. Yeah, well, Mateo says, isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful, this song? Kiadora, you're such a sweetie. We love you. Thank you so much, guys. Then thumb up the video. I want to see those thumbs going up. What's up with the thumbs? No. Um. Yeah, Debbie says, no, Emilia, you are hot. There you go. Lanya says, what about Saumur for a Chanel? Saumur as a name for a Chanel fragrance, or Balsan or Deauville. Oh, Lanyard, you missed the beginning of the chat. Actually, we had a scoop. I don't know if somebody working at Chanel told us this or somebody who got information from Chanel, but apparently there will be 3 colognes released by Chanel. One called Deauville, one called Biarritz, and the third one called Venice. So there you go. Christophe says, there was a scent that I used to love a lot called Fiji, the Guy Laroche. Oh yeah, I think I know that one. Not too far away from Shannon number 5. Shannon number 5? Shannon. Is that an autocorrect? Shannon number 5? I'm loving it. I want to put that on a t-shirt, you know, Shannon number 5. SHANNON. Melinda's like, you guys are so modest. Paul says, I've got the grays coming into very dark brown hair at the moment. I just want more. Silver Fox coming our way. I love the gray hair kicking in. Love that. Lanier says, Mame says that to Vera Charles because Vera bleaches her hair. You two are still explaining to me a movie, aren't you? Forever Fragrant Kid. Oh, you are a good-looking guy too, Emilio. Amelia says, Rue loves everyone except trans women. Yeah, that was another little drama going on in the past weeks. Stupan is going to cut back on the musical comedy references. Amelia says, oh, thank you, T. Invisible Girl says, thumb love. Didn't get that one. Ray Ramirez, how you doing, sweetie? Lanyard, love those name suggestions. The chat is going so quickly. Melinda says, this is so funny from perfumes to vanity. Kiadora says, I did thumb it up. Thank you, Kiadora. Thumb up this video, guy. I want to see them thumbs coming up. Put them thumbs up. Put them up now. Well, you know, perfumes and vanity, they go hand in hand, Melly. So Fadna says, I'm hoping that Jersey is the kind of perfume that starves the ego and feeds the soul. Oh, that's a good one. Actually, yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. It's going to where it makes you appreciate yourself rather than expecting it from others. Well, it ain't gonna cure you if you got that sort of issue, but it definitely helps. Christoph says, no, darling. Is the microphone. I don't have English as a first language, so I doesn't work. It doesn't match with the microphone. Okay, so it's not Shannon number 5. It was Chanel number 5. Card master, Shannon from finance. Yes. Lanyard says, oh, I was close on the Deauville. Isn't somewhere the town she was born in? I may be wrong. I have to double check on that. Good question, though. You know, she kept changing her own history and story. So, like, you read, like, oh, these are the facts on Coco Chanel, bam, 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 and, like, this is what she said. But then sometimes even some people changed the facts, and they call them facts. So I have to double check. Could have been somewhere. But yeah, you were close. Deauville, Biarritz, and Venice, the 3 colognes. I mean, are they going to be released or not? We don't know. It would be great if they would. And they better cost less than the Eau de Parfum Les Exclusifs releases. Shannon number 5 sounds like a cheap copy you find on vacation. Melinda says, new perfume should be called Melly. Forever Fragrant Kisses Fat, it's beautiful. You will love Jersey. Meek says, hello, Dacob. Hi, Meek. DDP says, hi, Dacob. Hi, Didi. Kidara says, it Emma. No, that's Shamili. I actually saw that one, lol. Shamili, number 5e. Stuffman says, Lanyard and I will sing Bosom Buddies for you later. Okay, now I got the reference. I actually, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there a version of Bosom Buddies, B. Arthur singing it with Angela Lansbury? If that's true, then I finally got your reference. Oh my God, the chat is going so fast, guys. I don't even know where we are anymore. Ah, John is sending us little hearts. Hi, John. Um, Debbie had a perfume once called Debbie from England. And Emilia says, we love Shannon #5. Yes, we do. Who's up for Madonna concert? Melinda asks. I don't know. Is there a Madonna concert coming up? Emilia says, me, Melinda. Forever Franklin says, yes, Melinda. She puts on a hell of a show. Yes, she does. Mateo says, she was there with Boy. It's by the sea. Ah, with Boy Capel. Kidoro says, she was born in Saumur. Okay, we got it. So Saumur, I don't know if I want to give a perfume her birth city name because she only had really bad memories from her childhood. I don't know. And in fact, nothing from her childhood is used as a title or a name for any perfume or any piece of cosmetic from the Chanel brand. So you gotta. They use all the names of things that came from her success, from her later years as titles. So I don't know if they would put her birth city. Not sure that would fit the brand concept and her history. Konato says, hi Dacob, your shirt is so beautiful. Thank you so much. It gives joy and color in these winter days. You know what I mean? Odorteca says, Deauville is name of the city where Coco went with Boy Capel, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, but Deauville is also very famous. I mean, they even do the Deauville Chanel bag now, you know. Stuckman says, born Gabrielle Chanel, 19th of August, 1883 in Saumur. Can't pronounce this. Maine-et-Loire, France. Gail N says, hi, Dacob, I love your channel. You are my luxury sommelier. Thank you so much, sweetie. Welcome to the chat. Vanny says, did somebody say Madonna? Ding, 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 ding. Yes, she's working on a new album and she will be touring. Lanier says, I have a name for a Chanel perfume. Since she fabricated her past, how about Le Mensonge Blanche, White Lies. Oh, White Lies. But that's like shady. I don't think the brand would go that shady. You know what I mean? I want a perfume called Everything But the Truth. It would be a cloying, nasty, sexy perfume. Everything But the Truth. And it would be the new opium. Everything But the Truth. EBTT. Or just EBT. Everything But the Truth. Dacob. Yeah. Or the orphan would be bad. Oh my God, Debbie. Oh, Debbie. Christopher says, does Coco have any living family still? No, she did when she passed away, but it wasn't like she had no kids. She never had children. She had like a brother, sister, aunt that was younger than her. Priscilla, Eau de Orphan. Ray says, White Lies is a perfume by Agonist, but it's much better in French. Paul says, Chanel 8, month of birth. Chanel number 8, like for August. Chanel number 8. But 8 is the infinity sign, so I would like to have a Chanel perfume. If it's 8, I would lay the 8 flat. So it would be just like that, the infinity symbol, and then Chanel underneath. That would be cool. Dorteca, oh, the orphan, OMFG. Ferrafrinkin says, oh, that is a great one, Lanier. Oh, too cool for school, Melly. T likes my perfume name. Odorteca says, Aubazine? Maybe, but you know, I don't even know if they're allowed to use all those names. Sometimes the names are copywritten in a weird way, like also branded stuff. You know, well, Champagne, for example, it's a name, but it's also the drink, and so Yves Saint Laurent had to take the name of their perfume away and had to change it. Oh, love is who I am. How you doing, sweetie? She's like, I made it. Hello, my loves. How's it going? Lanier says, Vérité ou Fantaisie by Chanel. Ooh, truth or fantasy? Fiction. And if you're a bit bigger, you call it Friction by Chanel. That would be so cool. I want a perfume called Friction, especially in winter. Like in summer, I wear Fiction because like I'm starving myself to look good. That's Fiction. That's not the real me because the real me loves to eat. And then in winter, I wear Friction. Debbie says, gotta fly, love. Ah, bye, Debbie. Stuckman says, nah, I got it. Just as Prince changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol, Chanel's new scent, linked seas. Yeah, Taff Cap. Emma says, I think Samoa sounds interesting. We can't choose where we come from, but her legacy proves she could conquer it. Might be interesting. Yeah, of course, but she would lie about where she came from too. So, you know what I mean? I don't know if she would have appreciated. Kidora says, bye, Debbie. Ray says, I tried to suggest a perfume concept to a famous perfumer once, but I never received a reply. I guess they can't engage for legal reasons, or it was just a bad idea. Or they just stole your idea and a couple of years they're going to come out with it without giving you a single penny. That's what they do. Melinda says, boo, Debbie. Bye. Everybody says bye to Debbie. Paul says, Chanel, purse first? Chanel, purse first? I don't get that one. Emma says, sometimes we have to go back to the start in order to move forward. True. But she didn't want to do that many times. You know what I mean? And she's not here to kind of say yes, yay or nay. Oh, Christophe says, Talure de Chanel. Yeah. Friction, yeah, says Melly. Christopher says, wouldn't be 8 as 5 was her lucky number, and 8 is what J'adore Dior is about? Well, it all depends on which context you use it, you know what I mean? Forever Frankenkin says, bottle it. I want it. Fashion. I like to call it fashion. Because more than fashion or fashion, it's fashion. And friction, of course, too. Oh, Emilia being shady. Chanel capitalistique. The K at the end. Chanel capitalistique. Emma says, true. Lovey Swain says, sorry, I hit the pause button. Yeah, it didn't freeze. You froze. However you want to spell it. I'm in. Yeah, friction. Yes. It's fiction and friction. So that's the two shades. Oh my God, we're like so long. We're so long in the time, guys. Maybe we should cut it here for now. It was a fun video though. A lot of fun chatting. We laughed a lot. Well, yeah, I mean, let's not make it too long anyway, because like we want people to actually watch this in terms of Olivier Polge perfumes for, you know what I mean? For Chanel. Now we're like all over the place. We got to do another live stream soon. So I want to thank all of y'alls for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for all the love. Thumb up their video. I want to see at least 50. We're 2 thumbs away from 50 thumbs up. Can we get 50 thumbs up now? Thank you. Like, I'm waiting. That's like so Madonna right now. Oh, you know what thumbs up means? Look it up. 51. Bam. Yes. That's what she meant. Somebody took a thumbs up down. Girl. Oh, now it's 52. Okay. This is hilarious. No, but we got to do another like live stream, live chat pretty soon. Because there's stuff I want to talk about, a lot of things I want to talk about, and also because I can't say anything yet. Damn it! It's still too early to say certain things, but certain things will be said. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like this video and the interaction, and if you have, no, if you haven't already but do wish to, please consider subscribing to my channel hither on YouTube's. And I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, sometimes on Snapchat. And yes, thumbs it if it up if. So thank you so much, everybody, for all the love, all the positive energy, the good vibes. I always have the feeling, I mean, I have so many spotlights here. I'm sweating like crazy, but despite that, I'm just so refreshed every time we do the live streams because it's just it's like a bomb of energy just like blasting towards me. And it feels freaking amazing. It recharges me, it replenishes me. Today was kind of a difficult day, by the way. I don't want to get into many details, but this really like changed my mood completely, totally flipped it. So thank you so much for that, guys. Love you all very much, and hope to see you soon. You know, see you soon everywhere. All right, all right. Okay, love you all. How do I stop this? I can't even stop the chat actually. Here, bye, 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 everybody, bye.